right before Father Allen got here, we renovated the church all together as a community. And I sit in that church, and I've said this every week, or whenever I come, with everything in this world that's going on, we are blessed to have this beautiful building to sit and to just lock it all out for a while and to go, oh. And I look at the beautiful church that we've been blessed with, and I think the men that are serving us and serving God will walk just a few feet to a completely different environment. And I feel like we owe it to them to do something about that.
One of the things our Parish Finance Council did when formed was to evaluate all of the properties that the parish is responsible to maintain. And we determined there was an incredible amount of maintenance and repair needed on all of these properties. Our Finance Council knows that capital campaigns are not something that you should plan to do on a regular basis. So with that in mind, we have set a goal of $1,300,000 to be funded over a 3-year period in order to complete the numerous projects outlined in our campaign brochure. We know that this is a bold campaign, and we know that it seems daunting. However, we also know that we must act. We cannot continue to watch the buildings and cemeteries entrusted to our care from generations before us deteriorate to the point of no return. And with your help and your prayers, we can meet this challenge and ensure that our parish of the Holy Spirit will be standing strong for future generations of Catholics.
But as we started talking with these contractors, as we started talking and looking more and more, it became apparent, there are other issues. We let them go throughout the whole house, and they said, yeah, you really, if you're going to do this, it's kind of a domino effect. You really got to look at these other things. And before you knew it, our project was growing from the first floor. Well, let's look at the second floor as well. And then, but the third floor. And so we came up with a plan to basically restore the rectory, move the offices in there, and we knew that that was going to be a big ticket item. We interviewed 5 different capital campaign firms, 3 of them in person. Guidance and Giving was the first group that we interviewed, and they set the bar because we were super happy with them right from the beginning. Pretty much all of the firms said is, the little bit you've given us about your properties, what we know about your parish, 3 churches, multiple cemeteries, all of that sort of thing, we're guessing you probably have to do more work than just the rectory. And we started having that conversation, and I started kind of sweating a little bit because now the talk was, if you're going to do a capital campaign, you don't want to be looking at where are we going to get money 5 years from now. And so ask once and ask well kind of became the tagline.
We all know how effective prayer can be, and we do need to pray for the success of this campaign. $1.3 million is not going to fall out of the sky. But I also like you to pray for Father. I do this all over the country, and I can tell you unequivocally that priests do not like to do this. This is not something that anyone goes to seminary for, and nobody likes to ask for money or talk about money. But here we are, and we must. So I'd like you to keep him in your prayers. So if you like what you heard here today, and you do see the need illustrated in the pictures and in the tour, and as you go home and think about this, talk about it and be positive with it. Every campaign that we have, if the people in the parish rally around this and really understand what's going on, then the campaign can be a success. Now, there's kind of 3 tiers of giving. Toward the bottom, there's going to be a lot of gifts that come into the campaign at the bottom. In the mid-range, there'll be some that come in that way, and there'll be a few, we're hoping, that come in at the top. Now, when we run campaigns, one of the things that we really, really believe and understand, it has been our experience, that not everybody can give at the same level. We are all in different circumstances. Some of us have children in college. Some of us have aging parents that we're taking care of. Some of us are on a fixed income. So not all of us can do the same thing, but we can all sacrifice the same. Like Father said, we want to feel that pinch just a little. So if we look at this, I want you to all look at a number that you think is comfortable, like where you see yourself as comfortable. And then just look at the box right above it to see if that's possible. We're going to do the very best we can. The type of campaign that we're doing here is called a good faith effort. We're giving you all the information. We're going to have you go home, pray on it, talk to somebody else who may be involved in your decision that's not in the room right now, and come to a prayerful decision. But should something happen after you make this pledge, it's okay. People lose jobs. People get sick. Some people win the lottery. There's all kinds of stuff that can happen. Certainly nobody could have seen what happened in the past 2 years. So we're going to do the very best we can. But if something happens a year from now, 2 years from now, and you have to change your pledge or stop your pledge, you just call the office and we can do that too. There's nothing that's legally binding. One of the things that's very important is I want everybody to understand that there is an order of giving in the parish. Right? Everybody gives to the offertory, and that is very important. We don't want to take anything out of the offertory giving, because that would be like robbing Peter to pay Paul. We still have to pay for the electricity and the lights and, you know, everything that goes on here. And same thing with Catholic Charities. That is something, if you normally give to Catholic Charities, we ask you to keep that in mind, and still do the same thing, because they need that. That's money year in, year out, and it's spent every year. So that's something that they depend on as well. This is really a sacrificial gift. This is something that is above and beyond.
During a recent reception for the capital campaign, both Tina and Father Allen spoke about contributing to the campaign to the point where we would feel the sting or feel the bite. And I have to say, this was a bit daunting the first time I heard it. But upon reflection, I was brought to Lent. For me, the sacrifices and the prayer time associated with Lent have always proven to be periods of tremendous spiritual growth. And it's with this confidence that I'll be contributing to the campaign. And this can be such a blessing for our parish.
The reason that we're donating to this campaign is because we have a family of 5, and when we moved here in 2013, we were looking for a parish that built community, where the parishioners all knew each other, and I think we're right on the edge of that. So when this campaign came up, we decided that we were going to contribute to not only preserve the legacy of some of these leaders in the past, but also to preserve the legacy of the future. I have a family of 5, and I have a son that's 16, a daughter that's 14, and another daughter that's 9. I think it's important that, you know, our priests, who are our leaders, have a nice place to lay their head after a hard day of work, and also the people that are supporting it. So that's why I think that's important, and we hope that everybody, you know, considers whether it's time, talent, or treasure to help out this campaign.
We are blessed by this community, as I am sure many of you watching this video and being a part of this community have been blessed by the community, by our priest, by just the life of the parish. And so now that the parish is going through this capital campaign in need of a lot of renovation, we feel that now it is our opportunity to give back, because we've been given so much, so much by this parish, and we feel now it is our chance to give back.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, give back can sound cliche at times, but it's anything but cliche. Our Lord tells us in the Gospel of Matthew, right? Freely you have received, freely you must give. So that's really the way we look at this capital campaign, is a chance for us to give back. We've received so much in such a short period of time. We're very, very happy to be able to contribute to this capital campaign, because this is our home.
I think our campaign prayer expresses well our gratitude to those who have gone before us. It also challenges us to continue the tradition of giving to support our parishes. We are blessed to have our churches, our clergy, and all the people who work hard to make things go, keep things running. We need our church now more than ever because of the trying times in which we live. I encourage you to prayerfully consider supporting our capital campaign. Thank you for your generosity.
Some of my earliest memories are of the church, and in particular of St. Joseph's. I remember going there when I was very little with my grandparents, and even as an adult, every time I walk in, it feels peaceful and it feels like home. And so when I heard about the capital campaign, I was so excited to hear about all of the effort that's going into keeping our parish alive for ourselves and for future generations. And it made sense to get involved in any way that I can and to help out in any way that I can. And I think it's going to be a wonderful thing, and I can't wait to see how it brings our parish even closer together.
And this is one that's really dear to my heart. I think it's much more of a pastoral thing that we're doing. Most of you are familiar with St. Joseph Cemetery. In the back is a statue of the Blessed Mother, and that's a monument to unborn children. And we've actually committed to turning that area. We're going to get a surveyor to plot out plots in and around that statue for babies that are lost to miscarriage, babies that are stillborn, and babies that are lost to abortion. It's something that I think is vitally important, and we actually already, since I've decided to do that, we already have 3 babies buried there. And what we're going to be doing, we've received some donations for that garden already, but I want to make it part of the capital campaign. I want it to be all part of the big project. So what we're looking at doing there, cleaning up that statue, doing a little bit of landscaping, but the big thing is going to be to put a memorial wall, to kind of frame that in with a memorial wall, because it's one thing to lose a baby and to be able to bury your baby. It's another thing to have lost a baby 10 or 20 or 30 years ago and want to memorialize that child. And so the wall will be to put plaques with baby names into the wall. That's the vision anyway. And that'll kind of frame in the garden for unborn children that we're going to be putting in the back there. So that's one that's, I think, supremely important for us to do.
I totally believe in this campaign. I'm thrilled to be able to I'm proud and thrilled to be able to be up here encouraging you all to feel the same way I do. I feel like we owe it to our priests, we owe it to each other, and we owe it to our God. So I hope you will consider supporting this campaign. Thank you.